Hello friends, again I am today before you with the model answer of yesterday's question. So now let us see what was the question yesterday and what will be the model answer for that. We will discuss and then find out what will be the contents in the model answer. Now, if you remember, yesterday we gave a question from Western philosophy and the question is, explain the concepts of actuality and potentiality in Aristotle's metaphysics. So this is the question. Now, this needs to be answered in about 300 words. So now this question is also a direct question. We have to explain first the concepts of actuality and potentiality after giving a brief introduction. And then uh, we have to also see how it links or how it is linked with Aristotle's metaphysics. And then we have to critically evaluate that concept and then conclude the answer. So now let us see how to start. In Aristotle's metaphysics, the concepts of potentiality and actuality are central to understanding being, change, and causation. So this is important because here we are doing two things. One, we are basically linking the actuality and potentiality to his I mean how we are basically we are explaining how it is central to Aristotle's metaphysics, and we are also using certain Greek terms which are original Greek terms. So I keep on telling if you uh, are dealing with Indian philosophy, please do use the Sanskrit terms, etc. If you remember. And if you are dealing with Western philosophy, then Greek or Latin terms will be there. And anyway, English terms will be there, which can be used and quoted. So here also we are doing the same thing, and we are also linking this how these two concepts are important for whole metaphysics. So these are central to understanding of being, change, and causation. And then we are also mentioning in which book it is mentioned. That is in metaphysics. It was by Aristotle. And then we are saying that it forms the foundation of his hylomorphic theory. Hylomorphic theory, as you may remember, is a theory which says that form and matter both are contained in the substance itself. So this is the theory. If you contrast with Plato gave the theory of form or ideas. Now Aristotle says that no, form is not something different away from the matter, but form and matter both are contained in the substance itself. So this is hylomorphic theory, and this is, I mean, actuality and potentiality forms the basis of hylomorphic theory and explanation of movement as well. So in introduction, we have mentioned a number of things uh, that we should remember. Now let us in detail discuss what is the core concepts of potentiality and actuality. Now potentiality is the capacity for being, the inherent ability within a substance to become something else. For example, a seed will become tree. A block of marble, for example, has the potential to become a statue. So these are the examples which can be quoted. Or for example, clay will become some pot. So these are the examples. Now Aristotle develops this in contrast to Parmenidean denial of change, because there was another Greek philosopher or group of philosophers who denied any change. So in contrast, he developed this theory, asserting that change is real and intelligible through potentiality. Now, what is actuality? Actuality is the realization or fulfillment of the potential. It represents full being and form. For example, the sculpted statue is actualization of marble's potential. Tree is the actualization of seed's potential. Pot is actualization of clay's potential. So all these things, as example, I mean, one example is sufficient because number of words will be less, but just to understand, I'm telling this thing can be mentioned. In Aristotle's system, substance is a union of matter and form. That's what I told earlier also. So substance is a union of matter and form. And this is called the theory of hylomorphism. Hylomorphism or hylomorphic theory. So basically, this is theory of Aristotle that substance contains both matter and form. Matter represents potentiality, form represents actuality. Aristotle applies this to living beings as well. So, but I mean, interesting thing is Aristotle does not apply only to non-living things, but even living things also. For him, soul is the actuality of the body. So, for in a human being, soul is actuality of body. That is, body is potentiality and soul is actuality. This idea is explored in De Anima, another book, where he calls the soul the first actuality of a natural body capable of life. He also introduces a teleological dimension. This is again very peculiar of Aristotle because his philosophy is teleological philosophy. So he introduces a teleological dimension that all beings aim toward the realization of their teleos, that is some end or purpose. So this is what is teleological dimension in Aristotle's philosophy, that all beings, including human being or even non-human being, they aim toward the realization of their end or purpose. The unmoved mover described in metaphysics is pure actuality, unchanging, eternal, and the final cause of all motion. So basically, if you see, Aristotle's philosophy is a teleological philosophy, and that is represented by form and matter as well. So now let us see how we can critically evaluate this whole concept and who are the philosophers who have criticized this and what logic or what arguments they have given. Let us see that. Now, Aristotle framework faces modern critique, I mean severe modern critique. For example, teleological bias. Thinkers like Francis Bacon and David Hume rejected final causes in natural science, favoring empirical explanation over purpose-based reasoning. So they have rejected the teleological nature of the philosophy. And Bacon and David Hume, they both say they favor basically empirical explanation over purpose-based reasoning. Now, then again, another philosopher, Sartre, Jean-Paul Sartre, determinism and essentialism, he opposed Aristotelian essentialism, arguing that existence precedes essence. This is a statement from Sartre himself. And human beings create their own meaning without fixed potential. So this is again a criticism. Then there is incompatibility with modern science as well. In fact, I keep on advising students that wherever possible, please do include the relevant views from modern science and technology also, because sometimes that may be quite relevant, because the criticism or support from modern science also will make your answers look different and better, basically, compared to other candidates. So here, again, we find that the scientists like Werner Heisenberg, uncertainty principle, Stephen Jay's Cauld's theory of punctuated equilibrium, and Ilya Prigoghine's work on complexity suggests that nature includes randomness, emergence, and non-linear change. So this is important. Nature includes randomness, emergence, and non-linear change, undermining Aristotle's fixed goal-oriented view. So this again is basically challenging Aristotle's teleological view or goal-oriented view. Now, what can be the we can write in conclusion. Let us see that Aristotle's potentiality and actuality remains foundational in metaphysics, theology, and philosophy of nature. While its explanatory scope is limited in contemporary science, because contemporary science does not believe in teleological bias, it continues to offer a compelling framework for understanding change, identity, and unfolding of being in a purposive world. So, this is what we can conclude. Now, this completes the model answer for today. Now, let us see what question we will take tomorrow. So, as I keep on telling that we take in rotation from different sections. So, the next question will be definitely from Indian philosophy. Now, the question is like this: what are main epistemological and metaphysical tenets of Charvak school? So this is the question. What are the main epistemological and metaphysical tenets of Charvak school? Model answer we will be discussing tomorrow, and then we will finalizing, and finally I will be giving the model answer. So thanks a lot for watching today's video. We will meet again tomorrow with the model answer of question from Indian philosophy. So thank you one and all.